What is going on, everybody? We're here. We're live for Sports Wars Sunday. Back again. We got Will. He bailed on us last week. Just said, fuck this. I'm over it. But he came crawling back just like we knew he would. Probably because he got something to promote. I don't know. But Beardo, how are you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. I'm tired. Yesterday was crazy. Went to the spring training game, the Yankee spring training game, and then we were like, you know what? We're out here in Tampa. Let's go to the Hard Rock Casino. So played a little bit of craps and some roulette over there at the Hard Rock, man. It was a fun day yesterday. A lot of stuff, a lot of free agents. Giants signing more players. Seems like every single day the Giants are signing players. Even some Bears defenders were signing here.
Yep. Yeah, you got Jermaine Edmonds. I saw that 3-year, $36 million deal.
Mm-hmm. So
Look,
it's been crazy.
There's a lot of Bears defenders available. Our entire secondary is gone.
Mm-hmm.
The entire thing. Most of our linebackers are gone. I'm going to be honest with you. I ended the season with the Bears on such a high note, and now as I sit here looking at things, I'm so worried.
Your entire defense is gone.
But the thing is, I did say that about, or I did say this about the defense throughout the entire fucking season. Despite all the turnovers and all that stuff, which was incredible, the defense kind of fucking sucked. They just did. Nahshon Wright led the league in interceptions or turnovers or whatever. But he was also one of the worst cover guys in the NFL, period. It was either he's giving up touchdowns or he's getting picks. One or the other. So I don't know. I don't like Kevin Byard.
Defense lead the league in turnovers this year, or was it up there at the top? Right? Yeah, but that's the only thing they were good at was turning the ball over, not stopping anyone.
Correct. And we'll see what Dennis Allen can do. Next year. So they got a lot out of a little last year. So they're gonna have to get a lot out of a little again.
Mm-hmm. And I warned you last week. I was like, one of the Giants players I want to get back. Wan'Dale Robinson, I think he's going to Tennessee. And like the very next day, Wan'Dale Robinson going to Tennessee on a big contract.
He said, I'm getting the fuck out of here.
Dude, a lot of Giants players, man, are going to Tennessee to be with Dable. One of our
how well it worked with Dable in New York, I'm sure it'll work great in Tennessee for them.
I guess, man. Those new jerseys, those new uniforms.
Yeah. But, Will, you're back, man. How you doing?
Good. Yeah, I had family in town last weekend, so I couldn't make the show, but I'm here, doing great. I've been getting into golf a lot lately. Let's go. And mainly because when you place some bets before the tournament, and the guy I picked, Ludwig Oberg, who's in first place right now with a 3-stroke lead, looks like it might be a nice little payday if he can hang on and win it. But glad to be here at Selection Sunday. We got March Madness starting this Thursday. I sent my link. It didn't really go through as a link. If one of the mods can help with that, but if you join my March Madness bracket,
I'll get it in there.
Okay, I'll drop in the private chat. My March Madness tournament, it's free to join. If you win it, I'm gonna give first place a Game On hoodie and hat or a beanie, whatever you want. If we get enough people to join, I'll give second place something too. But free to join. Go check it out. I'll drop it in the private chat for you. But
nice,
glad to be
I'll
here.
put that in there. We're gonna do one over here on Sports Wars as well. We ain't giving shit away other than fucking bragging rights, to be honest with you.
Hell yeah.
But we'll do that. And yes, Selection Sunday. So Purdue and Michigan play at what, 3:30? Is that the last one? I think that's the Big Ten tournament is typically the last one to go. And look, I gotta hand it to Purdue. They have had some ups and some downs. It's been a disappointing year for me for Purdue basketball because I expected them to be a top 5 team this year, and they have not played like a top 5 team. They got one more chance to prove who they are against Michigan, who's fucking good. Michigan's really fucking good, but we'll see what happens. I'm happy with their performance in the Big Ten tournament so far, which is great. But the most important thing to me was that they actually win some of these games in the Big Ten tournament because Braden Smith is less than 10 assists away, I believe, from breaking the all-time NCAA assists record from Bobby Hurley. I think Bobby Hurley still has it. Braden Smith
is so career, not season, right?
What's that?
This is career.
Single season.
Yeah, yeah, career assists. I mean, he's averaged about 9-ish per game this year. So I think he's about around 10 away. So my worry was they get bounced out of the Big Ten tournament. They get bounced out early. Braden Smith ends up like 10 assists short. So he's very, very close. He could break it in this game, maybe. So we'll see. That's exciting for me. But yes, we will be doing one as well on Sports Wars. After the bracket is set, I'll go ahead and we'll make one. And I'll probably put out a community post. So for you guys that are subscribed to the channel, go check out the community posts. Because I'll probably put that out tomorrow-ish. Okay. And we'll all do our brackets.
And Brady Smith, he was your boy from last year in the tournament. You were pretty hyped up on him.
Braden Smith? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, point guard. Dude, nobody wanted Braden Smith. Too undersized, not athletic enough, blah, blah, blah. Well, here he is, leading the team. So we'll see. They just don't have the Purdue's problem is the same problem they almost always have, with the exception of Jaden Ivey or Carson Edwards. They don't have guys who are athletic enough to win one-on-one matchups, right? They got good guys in the paint. They've got they got a couple good 3-point shooters. They've got a very competent point guard, an incredibly competent point guard, the best one in the country. But they're missing that, they're missing that one hyper athletic guy that so many other people have. You know what I mean? So that's the sad part. But anyway, you'd get a couple super chats already. Be chained for 5. UConn shitting the bed constantly now, feeling like an early March Madness exit. Bah. At least the Islanders keep somehow winning. Like UConn had UConn had some good times, all right? UConn had some good times. They've had a lot of good times. So just fucking enjoy that and shut the fuck up, B-Chain.
I love it when they lose because their coach flips out and does something stupid every single time.
Passionate. Passionate.
But it's entertaining.
Goody becomes a new member. Thank you, Goody. And Goody also makes 5 other people become new channel members. Thank you very much, Goody. Shout out.
Shout out, Goody. And
then Sele going to live stream the Strickland Cosmot fight. Or Kamzat fight. I'm not going to.
I don't know.
We don't know.
Don't know. I didn't even know that he was fighting.
Yeah, they're
that got announced this week, right?
Yeah, this week. I think the fight's in May.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
the way
it was worded made it seem like it was like happening tonight.
No, it's Shemaev's first title defense. So
gotcha.
Should be a good one.
And I always love whenever we get to watch Sean Strickland fight.
I think he always calls him the goat fucker. So this should be entertaining leading up to that.
Sean Strickland's awesome. When he went off on that rant, was talking about queers and all that shit. I came very close to just retweeting that entire rant with a picture of him and me together, with me just like standing next to him, giving him a thumbs up. But I decided not to, mostly because I look weird in the picture. So that's why I was like, fuck it. Super based round 3 of USA versus Canada for Olympic hockey gold today. Para-Olympic sled hockey gold medal match today. Time for a clean sweep. USA all day.
Hell yeah.
I'll be real. I don't really care about cripples. I ain't going to watch the Special Olympics.
I think we're all shocked by that.
But hey, go Crips. Let's go. Get them.
I mean, if you've seen some of them, some of those crippled ladies, some of them are hot. And it's not like they're gonna run around and like cheat on you or anything. What are they gonna do?
Options, that's what you're saying.
Yeah, some of them are hot.
It's like when a really hot chick settles for somebody who's just kind of like fat and kind of a loser just because she feels safe and secure.
Right, kind of similar to that. Yeah.
And they'll never run away from you either. So
the trouble is not getting them to run away. That's true. Dan Hurley's a psychopath, total good cop, bad cop with Gino Auriemma. Gino Auriemma's he's such a pussy. He's such just a soft-hearted little fucking bitch. I hate Gino, but I guess that makes sense and why he's good for women's sports. Like, there is no way Gino Auriemma could hack it as a men's coach. He just couldn't. He's too big of a fucking pussy, but it probably works for women's sports, just to be real. What I thought was the much better USA-Canada matchup. What's that? Oh, sorry.
I didn't say nothing.
Oh, that was I flipped to the Rumble tab and I heard you say something real quick on the stream, like on the delay. So I thought you said something again. The much better Canada-USA matchup was in the World Baseball Classic.
Yep.
Guys, the WBC is fucking awesome.
It's been great.
I wish that it lasted longer. I wish that it I wish that we got to kind of savor and enjoy it a little more, other than it just being kind of just over and done so quickly within 2 weeks. But it's kind of the way it works.
Exactly what my wife says to me.
Yeah. Last night, bro, we had an awesome game. Venezuela versus Japan. And the team that was probably the heavy favorite going in, Japan, with Shohei, with Yamamoto, with all this great pitching, all these different guys who have come over to Major League Baseball within the past couple of years. Japan, defending World Baseball Classic champions, they go down to Venezuela, a talented Venezuela team, certainly. But it's a pretty big upset for Japan to lose like this, not even make the semifinals. Or not even make the finals. A lot of people were not expecting that, but the game started off like this. Let me actually share the tab so we can get the audio, because you gotta have the audio for this. Otherwise, I mean, what's the point? Ronald Acuna Jr. leading off for Venezuela.
And Acuna puts a charge into one. Deep right center field. And what a way to start for Acuna. He's done it again.
Everything is just so hype, because it's not about the team. It's not about this. It's about countries fighting each other. And we had an answer very quickly from this man, Shohei Ohtani. Leadoff home run for Acuna. Japan down 1-0. Bottom of the first, Shohei leads off.
2-1 pitch. Ohtani golfs it into right field. And the leadoff men have made an impact, to say the least. We're tied.
It's also fun because you get to see the different kind of cultures, right? Venezuela, Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, like they are hyped as fuck for every single thing that happens, right?
Oh, yeah.
Japan, they're just like, oh, thank you so much, Kazamasta. Oh, I'm very honorable. Like all that shit. You know what I mean? But it was back and forth. Japan ends up taking the lead until Wilyer Abreu with a bomb in the sixth.
Oh, yeah.
Instead, he'll give
a no-doubter.
God.
I mean, Miguel Cabrera is the fucking manager for Venezuela.
Yep.
Like, it's just, the World Baseball Classic is so fun. And it's especially fun because the United States is still in it.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, isn't it crazy we needed help to get to the elimination round?
Yeah.
Like our manager played a bunch of bums because he thought we were like a locked to get in, and then realized we weren't.
Hold on. There are no bums on the Team USA roster.
No,
but I mean, he played the third stringers, dude, or whatever the equivalent.
Yeah, he sat Harper and Bryce Terang for Paul Goldschmidt. He was gonna have freaking Clayton Kershaw warming up in the 8th inning. Then all of a sudden, it's like, oh shit, we actually probably should win this game. So then you have Harper pinch hitting late in the 9th, and then that whole Italy game, it was exciting because you had Pete Crow Armstrong trying to make a little bit of a comeback there. He had back-to-back home runs and back-to-back at-bats. But yeah, that Italy game, what a fuck up by the manager, De Rosa.
It was. The fact that we got beat by Italy is kind of pathetic. And I'm almost positive that he did not realize that they had to win and to get in. I'm pretty sure he did not know. He was not aware of that. He thought that they already had a spot secured. Now, with that being said, all that had to happen in the next game between Italy and Mexico was either Italy wins or Mexico scores at least 5 runs. And because of the tiebreakers, the way it works, then the United States would get in. But holy fuck, dude. A really a really rough time, but we got through. But now, after beating Canada a couple days ago, we go up against the fucking Dominican Republic. And guys, I'm telling you, the Dominican Republic has the best lineup in terms of bats and players.
I agree.
They just fucking do. Tatis, Marte, Soto, Guerrero, Machado, Caminero, Rodriguez. Then you get down to Ramirez and Perdomo. But that top 7 at least, it's like an MLB All-Star game.
Yes.
Like it is genuinely like a fucking MLB All-Star game. And it's not to say we don't have good players. We certainly do. Now, Paul Skeens is pitching for us, our best pitcher, and he should be in this game, not the championship. They're doing the right thing because the DR is probably the best fucking team. I can't wait, man. This is tonight, I think.
Yep.
Yes, it is.
Tonight at 8 p.m. United States.
I'm hyped, man.
Me too. It's been fun. It's too bad that this wasn't taking place on a little bit different day. You know what I mean? Because
it also sucks. The other side of the bracket kind of gets screwed. They play tomorrow night, and then they got to play. The winner has to play the championship the following day, while the winner of this gets a day break.
Good.
Yeah.
Whatever. It's baseball. It's not that big a deal.
Yeah.
I got 100-1 ticket on Italy winning it all, though. So I'm rooting them on.
That's a waste of money.
Well, 100-1, and they're in the semis. So,
well, on them winning it, that's what you got.
Yeah, but if they make it to the finals, I'll probably cash half of it out.
Yeah, that might be smart.
Idea.
Yeah, I know they already beat the U.S. once. We'll see.
They ain't let that happen again.
No.
Look, for the DR and Puerto Rico, well, most of Puerto Rico and Venezuela, like that's filled with guys who are actually from there for the most part. Teams like Italy, where half of their rosters just Americans who have like a grandmother who's Italian or some shit in their plant. That shit pisses me off.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy though. They haven't lost yet, and they've been kicking ass too. So we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. I think Venezuela will take it, but who knows? Anything can happen. Let's look at that. Actually, let's look at the Italy roster really quick. Scores. It's so frustrating because you don't have all the information like we normally do in these things. Mm-hmm. But Italy, let's get this. Let's look at this roster. Like, I don't know how they're playing as well as they are, to be honest with you.
Well coached, maybe? Jorge Posada?
Well, what's his name, however you pronounce that? Cagliano or whatever?
Caglioni, yeah.
Yeah, didn't he have like 3 homers in one game? Like, that guy's a young stud.
He did, and obviously, you know, coming up last year, a lot of people expected a lot of things out of him. I think he'll have a really good season this year, no doubt. Mm-hmm. But I don't know.
Who's he play for again?
Royals, right?
Yeah, and they brought their fence in this year, so I was looking at him to go over his home run prop this season because they want more dingers in their field, and they brought it in a little bit. So could happen.
Then when you have what's his name, Lorenzen? Is it Michael Lorenzen throwing 4 or 5 shutout innings against the United States?
Yeah. Yep. But who's Lorenzen even play for now? He played for the Reds for a long time.
He played for the Angels for a long time. I think he came up through the Angels. But Lorenzen, he's fucking jacked, dude. He's a big dude.
There's a couple. Did you see that Team Canada before they played us? They were wearing hockey jerseys and shit.
Yeah, it's super fucking gay.
Bad luck for them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, bad luck. Why would you do that? Like, read the fucking room.
Bad luck for them. But yeah, World Baseball Classic. It's been fun.
It's been fun, man. And the championship is Tuesday night.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what a freaking week for the World Baseball Classic Championship to be the same week that we're getting ready for all this MegaCon stuff. Because I would love to go down to Miami to see the game.
It's on a Tuesday. It would be so easy for us to go down there if
we weren't so busy this week. Yeah.
Isn't it opening day like this week as well, or is it next week?
Next week, right?
Next week, because I knew that.
Right.
It might be the 25th, or I guess it could be. They've been doing it earlier and earlier.
Yeah, I thought this tournament ended like right before, like a few days before opening day.
I guess opening day MLB. Let's see. Wednesday, March 25th. Yeah, I don't know why that 25th stuck in my head. So that'll be, week and a half from now. Yankees versus Giants. The Cubs got fucked. The Cubs got fucked last year when they did the damn opening games in Japan, and it was the Cubs versus the fucking Dodgers with Shohei.
That's right. And that was like an entire week before real opening day.
Now, I will say, we do have Seiya Suzuki on our team, who's popular, a Japanese player as well. He got fucking injured last night. I'm telling you, dude, if he's injured for any length of time because of a fucking losing effort in the World Baseball Classic, fuck that shit.
Damn.
If you're not playing for us, at least, if you're not playing for America, I'm going to be pissed when that happens to a guy on my team.
Oh, that's a good point by Folsom. The championship game is on St. Patrick's Day.
17th.
That'll be fun. Green beers.
X-Wing says U.S. going to win everything this year. Fuck foreigners. Well, we might win everything sports-wise. I don't know if we're going to win geopolitically-wise. It's kind of a fucking mess.
Yeah.
Joe Bob Tar Heel for 5. Can we get a Ryan Rant on leftist whining about Navy SEALs prep talk to Team USA? I saw a little bit of that going on. Like, people were very upset that they had one of the SEALs in there. I think it was on the Bin Laden kill mission.
He was the guy who killed Bin Laden, right?
I don't know if it was the guy who did it or he was on the mission, but I'm going to be real. One, I don't know why you need to bring him in to give a pep talk to these like 32-year-old baseball players about sport. I don't really get it. However, people fucking whining and bitching and moaning are retarded. I think, I'm just going to be honest, the idea of a pep talk for professional players is like the dumbest thing ever.
Yeah, sure. Especially like somebody like that. Like, I don't know. Who do you bring in to do a real pep talk that like we would be okay with?
I went to Pakistan. I killed that motherfucker. So you got to go out there and kill these Canadians on the field. Like, I don't get it. Like, it's who cares? I guess I don't think that professional football players that you need. Now, coaches can give inspirational speeches and stuff like that. That means something. You've been with them for months and months and months. But bringing in some random guy to give a pep talk to professional baseball players, okay.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to bring in military guys to give a pep talk, why don't we wait until we play Venezuela in the championship? That way it's like, guys, in fucking 12 minutes, man, we went in there and we fucking stole their fucking president, guys. You guys have 9 innings to fucking ruin these guys' lives. We did it in 12 minutes. You guys can fucking do this.
Like, what do you think Bryce Harper's thinking? Like, how old is Bryce Harper? 32, 33?
He's might be 31.
Maybe
Older?
Yeah. 33.
33.
Like, what do you think 33-year-old Bryce Harper is thinking when he's been in Major League Baseball for fucking 13 years or something at this point? Having to tell somebody, hey, you better hit that ball extra hard tonight, buddy. Just like we hit that door when we stormed that compound.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
He does not care.
Taker for 5. Will, did Tom Brady really veto sending Max Crosby to the Patriots? Still want the Hawks to go after him, but they might settle for Clowney or Vaughn.
I think, unfortunately, Tom doesn't want to make any deals with the Patriots, which is frustrating. But yeah, that seems to be the reports.
Honestly, I kind of respect it.
That's just
I kind of respect it. If that's true.
I think that, look, the Max Crosby thing is wild because of the chain of events that it set off. So we have this stuff happen. We talked about Max Crosby last week because it the trade was agreed upon, and it seemed like a big piece that had just kind of moved because it was going to dictate a lot of other things that happened. The Baltimore Ravens had agreed to send 2 first-round picks to the Raiders for Max Crosby. And Crosby was in Baltimore celebrating, took his family there, like all that stuff. And the Ravens backed out of the deal. This happens from time to time. Not just when there's legitimate injury concerns, but also sometimes just when a team wants to get out of it for some other reason. It happens from time to time. I can't remember it ever happening on something as high profile as this in terms of the player, in terms of 2 first-round picks, all of that.
This
in
was
terms
the
of
first
them
time
celebrating and welcoming and social media posts and all this stuff. I don't ever remember it happening on this scale. Maybe it did one time, but I don't remember.
So Schefter said in the NFL history, there's been 12 trades involving 2 first-round picks or more. This is the first one that got backed out of.
That makes sense then.
Yeah.
And the Ravens say, no, we backed out of the deal. The Raiders put out a post, hey, the Ravens have backed out. We're not talking about this anymore. Really, it just feels like the Ravens regretted their decision. I don't know. They went out and signed Trey Hendrickson 12 hours after these announcements came out.
That's what I think it was. They realized they're like, oh, fuck, we can still get Trey Hendrickson and back out and save our 2 first-round picks just by signing Trey Hendrickson as a free agent.
Who would you rather have, though?
Trey Hendrickson and 2 first-round picks?
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, the 2 first-rounders is a big thing to spend. I would, if it was just down to players, I'd rather want Max Crosby.
If they were both free agents.
What?
If they were both free agents, I'd probably go Max Crosby. But what they did with realizing, oh shit, let's just sign Trey Hendricks and keep that's the move.
Yeah. And
I think what they did though was so shady. Like it was within the rules, 100% within the rules, but they screwed every team over because once they traded for Max Crosby, you had a bunch of teams that were like, okay, well, we got to go make these signings now as quick as possible. And then come find out that, they could have had Max Crosby if they had known that they were going to back out, or leading on other teams that thought they were going to get Trey Hendrickson. Apparently he was headed down to Indy until the Ravens came calling, and he ended up going over there and signing with them. But it was, I'm curious of what made them back out, like what the real story is. The GM comes out and says, oh, we were just trying to get both players, but then the medical scared us. That excuse is such bullshit because they knew where he was. He just had surgery in January. They knew he wasn't going to be able to pass a physical. They knew exactly where he was on his timeline. His doctor says he's ahead of schedule, but in the medical field, as I know, you can find another doctor to counteract that and make it legit to back out of a deal like that. So there was something else there that made them nervous. I'm curious what the true story actually is. Other than if they just was like, we don't want to give up 2 first-round picks, rather have Henderson.
I think they just regretted giving up 2 first-round picks, and that's a lot to give up. That's a lot to give up for any player, especially one coming off an injury. I like Max Crosby. People are saying Crosby injury prone. How many snaps did Trey Hendrickson play this year?
Yeah, but some of that I think was him choosing to not want to go out there.
Yeah. Do you want that guy in your fucking team? Probably not.
No. Now he's paid. I mean, where's his
he's older too. He's older than Crosby.
Yeah, where's his hunger come from? Whereas you have Crosby, it sounded like, he brings the passion, and he sounded like he was pretty excited, and it sounds like excited now to come back to the Raiders and prove everyone wrong. I am actually more for these teams. Like if you're a team that's ready to win now, I'm all for trading first-round picks. I know they're valuable, but like later first-round picks, why gamble on a 50-50? I mean, they all end up roughly being 50-50, whether that player is going to help you or not. They rarely help you in the first season, their rookie season. I'm more for teams that are ready to win now to go trade their first-round pick to get a known player, a guy that's proven that he can play in the league at a high level.
It just depends. It depends on a lot of things. It depends where the rest of your team is at. If you're a team that you think can compete and win right now, it also depends on your money situation, because sometimes you're not going to be able to afford that guy's price tag. So you got to have that first round guy on a more favorable deal. So it depends on the what the rest of your team situation looks like. But when this happens, everybody's like, all right, Crosby's gone. So we're not in that anymore. So now we're going to do these things. The Bears go out and make all these free agent signings. And the Raiders went out and made a bunch of free agent signings, spent a bunch of money. Now, have they markedly improved their team? I don't know about that, but they put out a lot of money on kind of prove-it deals and stuff like that. All of a sudden, Max Crosby's number is back on your books, and you don't have those other 2 first-round picks that you were planning to have, whether you're going to use those, whether you're going to package them to do something. So anybody that was tangentially involved or interested in the Max Crosby deal, their plans got completely fucked up. So now what is going to happen with Max Crosby? Everyone's saying, hey, he's reconsidered. He's ready to play for the Raiders and commit himself, blah, blah, blah. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that's reality. And I don't know what they do. Now, the thing is now, maybe you can move him to a team that can make something work for less. Reportedly.
Yeah, I think he ends up getting moved. If not before the season, before the trade deadline, but I would bet on him being moved before the season starting once he's healed up a little bit more. Because as great of a player as he is, he's not on the Raiders' timeline. The Raiders are in rebuild mode. And with them missing out on these 2 first-round picks that they thought they were going to have, I wouldn't be surprised if the Raiders end up trading the first overall pick. It depends on how much they love Fernando Mendoza. But they're in a rebuild now kind of mode, and they just need to accumulate assets. And they've got money. They brought in a bunch of these free agents. But I wouldn't be surprised if they move off the number 1 pick to snag a couple extra first-round picks down in the future. And I bet Crosby ends up getting traded at some point this season.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I think so too.
And it kind of opens up a little bit more for the trade too, since the year has started. So salary cap issues really aren't that big of a deal because you can go over the cap after the season starts. You just have to get under the cap before next season. So a team that maybe couldn't have got him beforehand can now afford to get Max Crosby, depending on what they're willing to give up.
The Bears.
I would love for the Bears to get him. I just don't think they can make the money work, man. I really don't. They are. I don't know how this team made so many stupid money decisions. Like last year, the defense was getting paid so fucking much, and I don't know why. And
can't they extend Caleb after this season so they can extend him and that can move money around? The salary cap seems to go up 23, 25 million every year. So, I mean, that's basically adding 1 solid player. So I think if they bring him in now, they'll be able to make the money move around for next season.
Maybe. You got Montez Sweat, and then if you added Max Crosby, that'd be crazy. I will say this. Austin Booker, who was hurt for a lot of this year, I think Austin Booker is going to be a stud for them. And when he's on the field, he makes a fucking impact, including on Jordan Love. Concussion. Fuck you, Jordan Love, you piece of shit. You ducked into it, cocksucker. Anyway, we should have left you on the field. Malik Willis was better than you. But I do like Austin Booker, but it just feels like everywhere on defense, the Bears have spots to fill. Offense, and then Drew Dalman retiring. Bro. He was such a huge signing for us last year, and I think he was very impactful on Caleb's development last year and all that stuff. Because you think you have these holes to fill, and that's your preparation going in, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, your center, who you signed for a big deal at a premium, retires at 27 years old for his health or whatever. Fucking bullshit. Now what do you do? Well, we get your center who sucks. That's what we did, Will.
I would, for the Giants, I would be totally okay with them trading Kayvon Thibodeau and some picks straight up for Max Crosby. As soon as I saw the Max Crosby trade, the Ravens backed out of it. I'm like, okay, fucking trade Kayvon Thibodeau and some picks to go get Max Crosby. I'd be totally okay with that.
Thing is, the Raiders probably want Brian Burns instead.
Yeah,
he's
not available.
Yeah, nobody wants Kayvon Thibodeau. That's the problem.
That's who they would want, and they got the money to afford it.
They don't know that they don't want him yet. They'll figure out once he's on your team. But right now, they don't know that they don't want him. Unless you're a Giants fan, you know that he's
Tom
shit.
Played against him? I think he knows.
Who?
Hasn't Tom played against Thibodeau at some point?
Tom?
Probably?
I don't know. I don't remember because Tom
was
retired,
in the league, but they would have to. He was in the league, I think, when he was drafted, but
maybe his rookie year, maybe.
Yeah.
We did have some big free agent signings. Other than that,
Massive.
What's that?
Massive signings.
But who's the massive ones for you?
Mike Evans. Mike Evans going to San Francisco. That's a massive one. You know, he's only got a few years left. Played his entire career in Tampa. He's had great numbers. Won a Super Bowl, but inconsistent quarterback play. He's had like fucking 10 different starting quarterbacks over his like however long he's been in the league.
I mean, Mike Evans' 1,000-yard receiving streak is pretty impressive.
Pretty fucking impressive.
When you consider a lot of the turnover that they've had.
And his quarterbacks were Josh McCown, Ryan Fitzpatrick, Jameis Winston, and then you get to Tom Brady. So, yeah, that one was huge. Him going to San Francisco.
I thought it was a little ironic that he went to San Francisco, though. Like the team that's always injured, and you got Mike later in his career.
Yeah, like one of those EMF radiations. What's that going to do to that hamstring? And
yeah. Right.
Yeah, but right. I'm happy for Mike. I'm excited for him to, go finish. Because I was wondering where he wanted to go. If he was just going to go chase some money or if he was going to go try to win another ring. Because, after a guy wins one, you never know. I mean, he's still making good money. But yeah, happy for him. I think he could be very beneficial there in San Francisco. It's just that team just depends. San Francisco made a lot of good moves like they always do. It's just, man, they just have to stay healthy, which they seem to not be able to do. And now, don't they have their opening game in Australia, right, against the Rams?
I think so, yeah. I still don't know what day that's going to be on, but yeah, I believe so.
And you have like a running back carousel going around.
Kenneth Walker going to the Chiefs for $15 million a year, dude.
Kenneth Walker going to the Chiefs is crazy. So then Pacheco is out of a job. Pacheco goes to Detroit. David Montgomery, he's down in Houston now.
And did you see ETN? Apparently, we've been pronouncing his name wrong. He goes to New Orleans, where careers go to die.
A-Chain. Yeah. We already have a fucking A-Chain, and he plays for
spells it right.
Etienne. Yeah, spells it. Look, no one's gonna call you that, you motherfucker.
Why didn't you let us know that 4 years ago?
Yeah, it's exactly. Like God, who's that black quarterback? Tyrod Taylor.
Yeah, Tyrod. Or Tyler Huntley. All of a sudden, his fucking name is Snoop Huntley.
Hold on, no, that has always been the case. No. That is your stupidity and ignorance.
No,
that's the problem,
it's always been Tyler Huntley until this fucking year. They started calling him Snoop.
You are so wrong.
I'm not. No fucking way. It was always Tyler Huntley.
No. Why would I know that his name is Snoop Huntley for like the past 4 years? And that's his nickname, right? Not his name. This is nickname.
I think.
Why would
Mandela.
I know that if it was just this year?
I think it's a Mandela thing. I think the particle accelerator collided, and we're in two different timelines where his name was Snoop and Tyler. And I come from the Tyler timeline.
Isn't Kamara still a free agent? Is he a free agent, or have they not released him yet?
I don't think he's been released.
I think they're gonna release him or try to trade him, but it'd be interesting to see where he ends up.
Yeah, Kamara, I think he's on the trade block for sure.
He might just retire. I don't know why though. From the headlines,
been playing for a long time.
Yeah, all the people in the Seattle maybe they're like, that's right. I've only ever heard Tyler. It's not my fault that you guys are too stupid and ignorant, and that I'm more knowledgeable. Like that I know more than you. That's your fault, not mine. Right?
Yeah, I don't know if that's the reason.
When Tyler Huntley had the Pro Bowl year, remember he made a Pro Bowl one year.
Yeah,
like his nickname was Snoop then.
I don't think it was.
Ryan's right. It's been Snoop for a while.
Now he's not. Here's the thing.
Who's calling him Snoop? The fucking Jonathan Vilmas? Nobody's fucking calling him Snoop. Now, no educated fucking broadcasters calling him Snoop. Now, you got to have some dumb motherfucker in there.
He's just referred to as Tyler Huntley, but about 10% of the time they'll use his nickname, right? So
okay,
you got to. So
90% of the time his name is Tyler. So how does that make me wrong if 90% of the time
you're trying to say that like all of a sudden his name is Snoop, where we've always said that is a nickname, and it's a nickname that he's had this entire fucking time.
I don't know. I just don't know if I agree with it.
His name is not like when they fucking put the bars under. It's not Snoop Huntley. No one's trying to say that.
Exactly. Yeah, it's Tyler.
It's a nickname that he's had. You don't get to choose your own nickname, says Tree Bear. He didn't choose it. He's had it since he was like in high school or college when people thought he looked like Snoop Dogg. He didn't choose it, you dumb fuck.
I'm so glad. I might have rage baited a little bit on purpose.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, guys.
Sorry, I missed this. I missed this last week.
That's right. Jim Nance ain't calling him Snoop. That's right. That's right. It's your Mark Schlereths of the fucking color commentators who are calling him Snoop.
I bet Collinsworth would.
Maybe. Dude. Fucking Mark Schlereth.
Other free agents. So quarterbacks on the move. We've got quarterbacks on the move. Malik Willis ends up with Miami.
Yep.
I just don't think it's gonna work out.
He got paid though. Good for him. I'm always happy for those guys getting paid. And then also, I love when kickers and punters get paid.
Yeah, the Giants signed a punter and a kicker, and we paid too. Fucking paid.
Sure, that'll work out well. For you.
3 years, $15 million for a punter.
Yeah.
Fuck.
But Kyler Murray to Minnesota, and I think that is the thing that makes the most sense. And I think it's going to work out. I think he is going to be better for them than JJ McCarthy is. I think Kyler Murray plays the majority of the season, for what's his fucking name? Kevin O'Connell up there.
Yeah.
Okay. Minnesota. I think it's going to work, dude.
I 100% agree.
I think that Justin Jefferson is going to want Kyler Murray to play as opposed to JJ McCarthy.
Last time Murray played a full season in 24, which, 2 seasons ago, he was top 10 in QBR. He wasn't bad. And he's going to have those weapons. He has a good coach. I'm going to be honest. When the markets open up, I'm going to sprinkle a little bit on Kyler Murray MVP, Justin Jefferson, Offensive Player of the Year. Just a little sprinkle.
No, stop it. Now you're trolling. Now you're fucking trolling, dude.
I think
Kyler Murray ain't fucking sniffing no MVP, dude.
He might have the numbers.
And I am not with you guys. The Kyler Murray experiment, I guess, is fucking done, dude. The dude doesn't want to play football. I don't think he's going to do well in Minnesota at all. He might start half of the season, 8 games, but I don't know, man. The dude's a fucking bum. Let's just fucking let him ride off into the sunset. He can play fucking Warzone and Call of Duty. Just let him. The dude's washed up, dude. He sucks. He's no Daniel Jones, I'll tell you that, who just signed a 2-year fucking $100 million contract.
I think it was $88 million.
No,
yeah,
with incentives. With incentives, it's $100.
A lot for Daniel Jones.
Yeah, I've never seen someone be more happy about a quarterback that left their team than Beardo.
It is the largest, most expensive 2-year contract in NFL history. $88 million with incentives, $100 million for 2 years.
For a guy who might not be ready to go to start the season,
They're saying he's going to be fine.
They're saying he's going to be there. I get it, but I'm saying he might not be. Like, he very well may not be. I think JJ McCarthy is shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if Kevin O'Connell, we've seen a lot of different quarterbacks have success with Kevin O'Connell.
Mm-hmm.
If Kevin O'Connell doesn't believe in JJ McCarthy, I think there's a fucking reason for that.
Sure. Yeah.
I truly do. And I think that maybe it's just JJ McCarthy maybe he wants a guy who's been around the league a little more, who just knows more things and isn't having to constantly catch up like it seems JJ McCarthy is. Because we saw like Sam Darnold bring in a vet who's washed, who's done, who's whatever last year, or not last year, but 2 years ago. Look at what he did. I think they're hoping to replicate some degree of that with Kyler Murray. I think Kyler Murray still has a good season in him, and that's what the Vikings need. That they just need a good season. It doesn't need to be fucking crazy. They need a guy who can go out there and throw 28 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, 3,800 yards.
They just need a guy that can get the ball to Justin Jefferson. That's all they need.
Yes. Kyler Murray with those weapons, I think it can work.
Yeah,
I don't think Kyler Murray performed up to like his capabilities in Arizona. But I also think there's a lot more wrong with Arizona than just Kyler Murray.
I agree 100% with that. I mean, hell, Kevin O'Connell helped Sam Darnold win a Super Bowl. If he never got coached by Kevin O'Connell, he would never won that Super Bowl. Just saying.
Okay, that was a little bit of a stretch, but maybe. I see what you're trying to say.
Yeah. So imagine what he can do with the mobility,
like getting coached up. Getting coached up. Okay.
It's all up here. It's up here. He helps with this, not the physical, the mental.
And what the fuck is going on with JJ McCarthy then? If he's helping the mental,
he's retarded.
He thinks he's two different people. He thinks he's JJ and he thinks he's 9.
Apparently,
he doesn't got it up here mentally.
That is the fucking corniest shit I've ever heard an NFL player say. When I'm on that field, man, I'm a different animal, man. I'm becoming a demon, and that demon's name is 9. Gay.
I just don't. I've never really liked JJ McCarthy in terms of a guy who I would want on my football team in the NFL. I thought he was awesome in college, like a great.
He was a
college
system quarterback.
Yeah, a great college quarterback for a team that's going to run a lot, and they're not going to throw a ton. And you got some great tight ends on his team and stuff like that. But I just never saw him when he got picked. When they were talking about him going in the first round, I was a little surprised, even in the national championship and everything. I think it was a little stretch, and I don't know. I just don't believe in the guy.
Yeah, no, I don't either.
I didn't like him in college either. But he threw really well at the combine, which got him drafted in the top 10. So,
and Harbaugh going out there and like singing his praises, saying, the NFL, if the league doesn't draft him in the first round, there's a lot of fucking retards.
Look, the reason players love Harbaugh is because he is loyal to them, like completely, right? Even when you get in this Colin Kaepernick bullshit, Harbaugh is just loyal to guys who's played for him. But down in Atlanta, we've got some changes there because old Tua coming in on a veteran minimum. They're like, you know what the problem was in Atlanta? We don't need better quarterbacks. We just need 2 that are left-handed. That's what we need. That's the key to success for Michael Penix Jr., who is probably in a wheelchair now, and Tua, who's going to be in a wheelchair at some point because his brain's going to fall out the back of his fucking head. They're not paying him any money. He's getting veteran minimum, so it's kind of a no-brainer. And they released Kirk Cousins at the same time, so Kirk Cousins is now officially a free agent as well. Any teams left out there who go after Kirk? We got a couple guys left, right?
Steelers.
He might. Rodgers.
Steelers, maybe.
Rodgers is available. Kirk Cousins is available. Mac Jones? Did Mac Jones sign anywhere?
No, he's a backup to. They have him for one more year in San Francisco.
Is he? I thought he was going to be a free agent this year.
No, he's got 1 year left, but San Francisco said for a first-round pick they'd trade him. I thought there would be some teams interested in that because you're not going to get a good quarterback in this year's draft. So if you're a team looking for a quarterback, I thought Mac Jones proved himself last year.
I thought so too.
Like if you're late round, but I guess if you're in the late,
I thought Minnesota was going to trade for Mac Jones.
The problem is with these quarterbacks, I do think that coaching and system and things like that matter so much in the NFL. And it's the reason that you see guys like Sam Darnold or Baker or whatever or Mac Jones go from terrible systems. They look like shit. People give up on them. They get backup roles with people who know what they're doing and maybe get an opportunity with someone who knows what they're doing, and they flourish and they shine. The problem is if you have those things and Mac Jones goes and plays well in Kyle Shanahan's system, which has happened to virtually every quarterback who's ever played in Kyle Shanahan's system, that happens. And then the team that would take a shot on Mac Jones is probably a bottom 10 fucking team in the league. And then he goes back to that shitty system and looks like dog shit. You know what I mean? It's tough.
You would need an OC that came from the Shanahan tree to even have a chance at it.
It happened with Jimmy G.
Yeah.
Jimmy G, San Fran, kind of reliable, goes to Oakland or Vegas and then just fucking almost killed Devontae Adams.
That clip where he's like, I got to get out of this place.
He's like, I got to get the fuck out of here, man. I'm dying out there, man. They're killing me. I ain't never fucking been hit like this before in my life. Yeah,
I can't believe you guys haven't brought up the biggest free agent signing yet.
Well, there's a few of them. We're getting through them. Let me guess. Which one?
Romeo Doubs, Patriot, huh? Wide receiver number 1.
Yeah, did you see the controversy around that?
No, what happened?
They gave him number 87.
Gronk's
number.
Man.
You're giving Gronk's number to Romeo Doubs. Well, and he's going to be wearing that fucking Guardian cap out there looking like a retard.
Gronk should have wore a Guardian cap, and maybe he would have been out there longer.
Gronk is
Gronk's
the
concussions
Guardian cap.
I know.
Gronk was like, "Oh, I fucking broke my arm on a field goal," because Bill Belichick's like, well, our best players are always going to play no matter what. He's out there on a fucking extra point trying to block, and he breaks his fucking arm. So they're like, oh shit, well, you're out 6 weeks. They put a plate in there, do all that shit. It gets fucking infected, probably because he's out there fucking strippers or some shit. Gets a nasty infection, and he's out for even longer. Gronk never had concussion issues, really.
He never really did. He had that ankle thing.
Dude, he had that every time he went over the middle, and after that knee injury where that guy just took his knee out, which was a clean hit. But that was always the worry with Gronk. Yeah,
he took a ton of hits because he's so big, right? That was legitimately the only way you could get him down when he's running across the field with as big as he is, fast as he is. So guys would have to go low and fucking just take that knee out.
Imagine how many more hits he could have taken if he had that cap on, though.
Stop it.
He needed a cap on his fucking knee.
The Giants got a wide receiver. We got a Atlanta wide receiver. Mooney?
Mooney, right?
Yeah, we got Mooney this morning.
That was last night, right?
Him. We also got Isaiah Likely because our backup tight end, Daniel Bellinger, went to Tennessee to go be with fucking Dable. So we traded for Isaiah Likely, which is it's an upgrade.
Yeah, it'd be funny if this is the year Likely figures out how to keep both feet in the end zone and not on the line.
I'm just hoping this isn't another freaking Darren Waller situation with Isaiah Likely, where the dude just doesn't play, gives up on life, and fucking retires halfway through the season.
Waller had a good year last year when he was healthy.
With Miami? Yeah, that's great. Where was that in New York?
Escaping New York can do wonders for you.
Just ask Saquon Barkley and Daniel Jones.
That's right. How do you feel like legitimately removing the hype? How do you feel about your team this year, Beardo?
For the Giants? Fuck, we'll see. I still think 500 if we're lucky.
Who are they going to draft?
That'll be interesting. I'm seeing the defender everybody's talking about. What's his name? Sonny? Sonnen? What's his name? Will. Defender.
What pick do you have?
5th.
5th?
4th or 5th, I think.
Gotta look it up.
I was looking at a mock draft. We had Sonny Styles. Yeah, Sonny Styles. We're looking at him. We're also looking at Jeremiah Love, too. I'd be cool with either of them.
Where do you think he's going to go? Because they were saying the Chiefs, but then the Chiefs went and paid all that money for Walker.
So your picks in this order, right? Raiders, going Mendoza. Jets, Cardinals, Titans, Giants.
Yeah.
I think one of those teams picks up Jeremiah Love before it gets to you.
Yeah.
I think Jeremiah Love is really fucking good.
Yeah. Yeah, he
usually just doesn't work out well taking a running back that high, though.
Typically doesn't, but we still see it
Been there. Yeah.
It does seem like a thing Arizona or Tennessee might do. I see here that, dude, this would be a good player if you got him. One projection has the Giants taking safety Caleb Downs from Ohio State.
Caleb Downs is probably going to be really good. Ohio, there's a couple just crazy Ohio State defensive prospects this year.
Oh, yeah.
Sonny Styles being one of them.
Sonny Styles, I wouldn't mind having him. But offensive line, man, that's just been our problem. I want the fucking biggest Polynesian offensive lineman on the board and draft him.
There just isn't many great ones this year. It's not a good offensive lineman draft.
Yeah,
good defensive draft.
I think the Giants, hopefully we draft well. I like to think that last year we drafted well. We'll see, man.
Abdul Carter's a fucking piece of shit.
But we got Cam Scatteraboo and Jackson Dart.
I think Abdul Carter's going to end up figuring it out. I think it was just an immature rookie season. I think Maybe it might take him leaving the Giants to and going somewhere else. But I think eventually he's going to have a good career.
Figure out that second contract with somebody
He'll
else.
go down to Houston and get coached up down there or something.
Fuck. I think the Giants this year, 500 is realistic. Miss the playoffs, but our ceiling is wild card and sneak into the playoffs, I think. First year under Harbaugh.
When's the schedule release? Is it like end of May? Let me see. It does NFL.
Is it before or after the draft?
They said it's expected to come out, so this will be after the draft, Wednesday, May 13th. So sometime around then.
That's a couple weeks after the draft, actually.
Yeah, because we know what teams are playing each other. We just don't know what order and when, which is huge.
I got some. Look, I want all the Jackson Dart hype possible. I got a couple Jackson Dart cards that people are really high on him right now. I'm hoping that hype accelerates, and then right before the season, I'm going to sell that shit, and I think it'll be good for me.
Okay.
So Beardo, are you projecting that the Giants are going to tie? That's what they're saying in the Rumble chat because they play 17 games, they can't go 500.
Well, no, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Like around 500.
8-9 wins.
That was my prediction for the Bears last year. You know, 8-9, 9-8.
Yeah.
And
that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm hoping.
I kind of think that my prediction for the Bears was like fairly spot on because they won so many games in a very crazy fashion. You know what I mean? A lot of big comebacks and stuff. I still do think that 9-8 kind of was more realistic, like of how they performed. If you remove some of those outside things. So I'm excited to see what this offense looks like with another offseason. I think Caleb came a long way, obviously. I think there's a chance Colston Loveland leads the team in receptions next year. I think that Luther Burden Jr. will have a better season than Rome Odunze next year. Those are the two things that I think we're going to see out of this.
Is this going to be the year Caleb finally breaks the 4,000 yards?
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
The Patriots, man, was last year a fluke? We're going to see them
I don't think
the AFC East.
I don't know about that, but I don't think we're making the playoffs. I wouldn't be surprised if we won 7 games.
Bro, that Super Bowl has just completely changed Will's entire perspective on this team.
I think a lot of people did.
They hurt me.
Leading up to the Super Bowl, we'd have been like, this is the start of a new dynasty, blah, blah, blah.
Well, it's just like the old dynasty. Brady went to the Super Bowl. He actually won it, though. But then they sucked the next year. Then they come roaring right back, win the next 2. So that's the path we're on. I'm accepting it.
It's really funny because Will was very tepid on the Patriots all through the regular season, like realizing that because of the schedule and because of these things, like all that, he was very tepid on them. And then he got to the playoffs. You guys made the run, and you got so fucking hyped. And then Super Bowl, you're done. This fucking team's gonna finish.
It would have been better if it was like if we looked competitive in the Super Bowl and just lost to a good team, But God, it's hard, dude. It's hard not to drink that Kool-Aid when your team's winning and they go to the Super Bowl. I do feel like I was pretty level-headed most of the season.
Shit, man, I'm drinking the Kool-Aid and my team fucking sucks, and I'm fucking drinking the Kool-Aid, dude.
I get that from a lot of Giants fans. They're very delusional.
Really.
I feel like I do a pretty good job of staying rather level-headed and getting excited when we win and things like that, but keeping my expectations very low.
I just love when someone criticizes your Bears or Caleb or something like that you go off on.
Well,
justifiably, but I mean, it's still fun to listen to.
There's legitimate criticism and there's non-legitimate criticism, So it just depends.
There's some other moves, man. I'm trying to think.
What are some other big ones you're thinking of?
Let me see.
Well, Arizona not making a move for a quarterback. It looks like they're gonna roll with Jacoby Brissett next year until what? What are they gonna do? Tank?
No, they made a move for a quarterback. They brought in Minshew.
They did.
Gardner Minshew. That's right. He did go to Arizona. That's right. Old boy. Minshew.
I think one of the biggest moves that's not really going to matter, but will help if they end up taking Mendoza is the Raiders signing Tyler Linderbaum.
Gave him a lot of fucking money.
Yeah.
4 year, 81 million, I think, for Linderbaum, right?
Yep. No, 3 years, 81 million.
Jesus. That's a lot of money.
He was like, it's like his thing is like 28 a year. The next guy's like 18 in the league. So, but I mean, you're doing it the right way. I mean, they have the salary cap to do it, and you need to protect. If Mendoza is going to be your guy, you need to protect him, and you need to have a leader there. That guy has such a big head too. What were some of the other big ones? I thought the Bills
Kelsey's
made some
back.
moves. Yeah, they overpaid there, but what can you do?
The Bills picking up. They got your boy DJ Moore.
DJ, I hope DJ does well there.
Dude, they also got Bradley Chubb for a fair price.
Mm-hmm.
They had Bosa last year. Bosa's still a free agent now. Joey Bosa, that is.
Joey Bosa.
But they did pick up Bradley Chubb. 3-year deal, right?
Yeah, 3-year, but it's basically a 2-year deal based on the guarantees. And then, dude, the Steelers making weird moves. They always go bring in a wide receiver that just you scratch it. Michael Pittman Jr. They traded for.
They did. They traded for Pittman.
Who was it? And they lost one of their guys.
Kenneth Gainwell went down to
Gainwell left.
Gainwell's going down to Tampa. So that's going to be, looks like you might have a Gainwell, Bucky Irving backfield back there.
Mm-hmm. And then, because Rachaad White, where'd Rachaad White go? He left.
I don't remember.
Did he go to Houston?
Rashad.
But again, look, I don't think you should pay for running backs. I think it's a silly thing to do. I should say I don't think you should overpay for running backs.
No, he went to the Redskins.
Yeah, because I think you can find a lot of quality running backs at very competitive prices, and you can get 90% of the production of a guy that you're paying Saquon money to. So that's just my thing. I would never want my team to spend a fuck ton on a running back. I think it very rarely works out. It can,
which it was kind of strange that you saw the Chiefs do that. It doesn't seem like a thing the Chiefs would do.
And Travis Kelce, didn't Travis Kelce resign for like $12 million?
Yeah, he's back. Yep.
That's just too much for Travis Kelce at this. I get it, and I get his status and everything. I feel especially, man, you're about to get all that T Swift money, bro. Take a little bit of a cut. I don't think that Travis Kelce should be a $12 million man at this point.
Take a hometown discount.
Yeah.
Well, how many years do you got left? 1 or 2? Plan a discount, try to ride off into the sunset, win another ring, and then retire.
Yeah, I thought the Niners made a lot of good moves, but did you see that they ended up getting Dre Greenlaw back on a friendly deal? If he stays healthy, $7.5 million, that's a steal. But did you see that they might get the Bosa brothers together? That's their move.
In San Fran?
Yeah, that came out this morning. Their mom put out a photo of both of them in Niners jerseys, and the Niners just restructured Bosa's contract to free up some money, and they're thinking that they're going to get the other brother.
That'd be something.
Joey.
That would be something, man.
Little Orphan Funkhauser. Pasquantino hit 3 home runs versus Mexico, not Cagliane.
Oh, okay. My bad.
I do think Cagliane is going to be really good this year. Connor Griffin, by the way. Connor Griffin, I think, is going to be really good, too. I think he's going to start for the Pirates. Cole Hauser for 2. I rooted for Team USA Friday night. Go Yankees. Yes. Cole Hauser again. Dude, I was supposed to go out to go to the game, spring training with Beardo and Cole Hauser, and I was not able to go. I had some personal shit come up beforehand, so I was not able to go, which sucks. But I'll get to hang out with Cole Hauser while he's down here in the great state of Florida. Shout out to you. American man. Jalen Thompson coming to Dallas is the best signing, but we got Kobe Durant, who picked off Caleb Williams multiple times. Yes, give me that. Well, considering how we bent you guys over and butt fucked you last year, you could definitely use some help on defense against Caleb Williams. So.
Damn.
Night Saber, good morning. Thoughts on Steelers acquisitions? We talked a little bit about
they re-signed Cam Hayward, re-signed him. A lot of money for a fucking old guy. And then you lost Gainwell. I really liked Gainwell, man. I'm surprised you don't bring him back. But anyways.
They did sign Jamel Dean, who I think I think that's a sneaky good signing. I don't think he gets the name recognition at DB that a lot of the other guys do, but he plays really fucking well.
They also got Asante Samuel Jr. They got Rico Dowdle. They made some moves.
Okay.
Little things.
Jaquan Brisker, look, I love Brisker. I love Jaquan Brisker. And it sucks that he's not going to be on my team anymore. So I think he'll do well for you guys. There was a lot of Bears guys that got 1-year deals. So we'll see. We'll see. I do think they're going to miss not having Kenneth Gainwell there. Yeah, they got Rico Dowdle. I think Kenneth Gainwell is a important piece offensively to what they did last year. Now, who knows what the offense is going to look like this year? I don't fucking know.
We got to figure out quarterback.
Yeah.
I think based off the moves that they've made in free agency that you could say they probably expect Rodgers back.
I think they're thinking that Rodgers is going to come back for sure. Yeah. That's what they're thinking. But it's Rodgers. We're not going to know until fucking training camp.
Yeah.
Zenny Biscuit coming off 6th place finish in the Holly Bowl Stakes. Incredibolt comes in late and wins the Virginia Derby. Also, early voting in Virginia is going on for ridiculous redistricting. Yeah, I've seen some of that stuff. Gerrymandering continues. Thank you, Zenny Biscuit. Joe Mann, what's up, gentlemen? Honestly, I'm hyped for Hendrickson and keep our picks. Max's big intrigue is his run defense. And honestly, our interior run defense wasn't bad. How are you guys liking your signings?
So far, so good.
I mean, I think to say that Max's big intrigue is his run defense, I think he is an all-around player. He's not just a pass rusher. So, yeah, I would rather have Max than Hendrickson, but obviously not giving up the picks is big. There's nothing to be excited about the Bears signings.
The Patriots. We've done a little bit. I wish we did more with the offensive line, but it seems like we're still in contention to get AJ Brown, which I don't know how I feel about. But if you look at our wide receiver group, we kind of need.
Didn't the report just come out that they're not going to move him?
I don't know. I mean, teams always say that, and then we get to the draft, and then it starts up again.
Yeah. Joe Man, his nickname has always been Snoop, bruh. Loosen that hat. Been his nickname since his high school days. Joe Man's a Ravens fan.
Okay. Sure, whatever you say, brother.
John Getz Gaming. Ryan, you're thinking of the rapper Snoop Dogg, clearly.
Yep.
Clearly. Cole Snoop Hauser is my new name. Chris Coran. When the fuck did Snoop get ice cream? Lord from Funkhauser, by that logic, no one should call you Beardo, Trevor.
Thank you.
Taker for 2. Kyler Snoop Murray.
Okay.
Alex Aerocave. Hope my Jags won't suck. Meta PC RK Outpost Beardo. I haven't heard too much about the Jags, actually.
They just, ETN,
they lost a lot of guys.
That's it. They lost a lot of guys.
Yeah, but who have they signed?
Man.
Here, pull it up. I don't think anyone big. Let's see.
Yeah, the Jags have been kind of silent as far as from what I remember, except for losing guys.
It's been quiet down in Duval.
It has been. Well, they're going to be in Orlando this year.
That's right, dude. That's crazy.
They only signed one new guy, and it was the running back Chris Rodriguez.
Okay.
Chris Rodriguez.
They re-signed a couple of their guys, but they haven't. They lost ETN, Devin Lloyd, Greg Newsom.
Rodriguez played for Washington last year, right?
Yeah.
I think that Travis Hunter should be healthy for the season, right?
He should be good. Yeah.
It's going to be interesting to see how that works out because
keep him on defense.
Bro, the hype surrounding Travis Hunter was unreal, and now,
And now here they sit,
completely and totally forgotten.
Well, it's because they played better once he got injured.
That's true. And here they sit. The reason why they couldn't make a bunch of moves is because of their salary cap issues, and then they don't really have great draft capital because 1, they had a good season, and 2, they traded all that for Travis Hunter. So,
Little Lord from Funkhauser. No one should call you Beardo. Nice rage bait.
Not even close to the same thing.
It's true. Did you give yourself that nickname?
No. In high school, it was given to me by the baseball team.
Oh, so it's exactly like Tyler Snoop Huntley.
No, it's nothing like that. It's nothing like that because nobody actually calls him Snoop because they know that that's a stupid fucking nickname. So nobody was calling him
that. Jason Nelson, I'm ticked. New Washington State income tax equals less Hawks free agents.
Yeah, that's crazy. I don't know if you guys have read about that or heard about it, but there's a new Washington State doesn't have an income tax, but they just passed their first ever one, a millionaire's tax. So anyone who makes $1 million or more has to pay a 9.9% tax, which obviously all these athletes do, or most of them, the big free agent signings and whatnot. So
anyone that's not making vet minimum, basically.
Well, even vet minimum is 1.3.
Wait, for anybody? It depends on how many years you've been in the league, right?
Let me see. Let me look it up. I think it was just once you've been 5 years, that's your vet minimum.
But that's what I mean. I shouldn't have said vet minimum, but there'll be undrafted free agents who have a year or two in and stuff like that that'll be signing for 800,000, 500,000, stuff like that.
Oh, it's a little over 1 million for players with 2 full seasons, 1.3 for those with 7 or more.
Okay, there you go. Almost everybody.
Even rookies earn a minimum of 885,000.
That's crazy. He's great all around. I just mean Trey has more sacks on average as a pure pass rusher. That's fair.
Isn't it crazy how many times these big players end up switching in division? You know, you always think that they're going to either sign elsewhere or get traded elsewhere, and then they end up just staying in division.
They like the area, you know?
Yeah. Everyone loves Baltimore.
Kyler and Peter Dinklage remaking the movie Elf. Kyler is short for a professional athlete. John Getz for $5 on Rumble. My Pens with a big 2 points despite no Crosby and Malkin last night. What a week. Came back from 3-0 to beat the Bruins, scored 2 with an empty net for a point against Carolina. Playoff race is tight. We are getting down to playoff time in the NHL and the NBA. And obviously March Madness is here. It is here. And we talked about it earlier. Oh, actually, let me put that in. I don't know if I ever actually did, Will. For the game on.
Eric got it.
Oh, he didn't? Well, I'll put it in one more. So Game On is doing a March Madness tournament, little bracket. So you can check that out there. We are going to be doing one as well on Sports Wars. I'll probably make that after all the final stuff happens today. And I'll probably get that out tomorrow. It'll be a community post. So just keep an eye out for that. If you guys want to fill out brackets and do that stuff. So,
oh yeah, that's right. The Giants picked up Baltimore's fullback, Patrick Ricard. Fucking meatball, dude. That's like Cam Scadaboo 2.0 right there, man. Imagine having 2 Cam Scadaboos on your team. You're going to the fucking Super Bowl.
Imagine Sonic and Knuckles. What are they going to call themselves?
Heading for 4-13.
What are they going to call that running back duo? Dumb and Dumber.
Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah, I love it.
Sledge and Hammer. That would be a good one. I did want to, since we're talking about basketball, NBA playoffs are right around the corner, like I said. We did have a crazy game just a few days ago in the NBA where Bam Adebayo, who has had, I think, 2 games this year above 30 points, and Bam is certainly a really good player, a great defensive force, has been with Miami for a long time at this point. Bam Adebayo had an 83-point game out of fucking nowhere. Look, he was on fire in that first half. I think hit the first 12 minutes he was on the floor. He had 30 points. He was hot. And going into the third quarter, he had 70, I believe. 83 points is the second most points we've ever seen scored. It broke Kobe's 81-pointer. Obviously, the Will 100-point game, if you believe that actually happened or not, that is the one. But
you don't believe
in the modern era, 83 points is absolute insanity. However, the way the 83 points happened, a lot of people have a problem with, because
like 50 of those points free throws in garbage time.
I think he was like 37 for 45 from the free throw line. So he had far more free throws in that score than anybody else who we've ever seen have any of these big type of games. But also, the biggest problem was not just the free throws. The biggest problem was that with 4 minutes left, the game was completely and totally out of hand against a team who's trying to tank this season. And when they inbounded the ball, the Heat immediately just fouled to send them to the line to get the ball back for another possession for Bam, so he could try to go after this. And it's just kind of gross to watch. It's hard to celebrate an event like this when you have people scheming to try to get it to happen, right? Look, Kobe had 81 points, and they needed him to have 81 points in that game against the fucking Raptors from 2006 or whenever the fuck that was. Like, it was within the structure of the game. It wasn't a game that was completely out of hand, and you start fouling the other team to take no time off the clock, to let them shoot free throws to get the ball back. Not because you're trying to come back, because the game's completely out of fucking hand, but to get your guy the second most points ever scored. And, Bam Adebayo said, look, I if you're mad, I don't care. If you were in my position, you'd have done the same thing. If your coach is asking you, do you want to go for this record? You'd say, yeah, of course I do. And you can't really blame him. Eric Spoelstra had to do some defending of it as well. I just think that an incredible accomplishment for sure, but the way that it happened and how it happened is part of the reason why so many people don't want to watch the NBA right now.
Yeah, I mean, like,
no one wants to watch a Wizards game.
Yeah.
How are you going to break Kobe's record after he died? You are a fucking piece of shit scumbag if you're going to try to break Kobe's record. And the way he did it, that record should never be broken. Should have never been broken. If you're getting close to 81 points, take yourself out of the game. You know better. Don't be that guy.
I don't know. I don't really care. I think Ryan's right. Like, no one's going to really remember this because of the way it was done. I think this will be 20 years from now, just like a fun bar trivia question. Like, hey, you remember that time? Like, who's the second most scoring? But I don't really care. I understand why people are mad about it. I don't think it's really that big of a deal because it wasn't a close game. People aren't going to really remember this even a year from now.
Yeah. And who knows with the way everything is now, with the amount of 3-pointers, we've had several 70-point games in recent memory. I do think eventually somebody will get by it. I don't know if any of them are going to feel as special as Kobe's 81.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't. So
Dude, the memes after this were so good about LeBron. Like, oh yeah, man, I was hanging out with the boys, man. I'm like, you know what, Bam? He might score 75 points tonight. I just got a feeling.
I just had a feeling it was going to happen.
Just had a feeling, man.
Bro, I hate him so much.
He's a student of the game. He knows, man. He just had that feeling that Bam was going to do it. He's like, you know what? I think he's going to break Kobe's record tonight. Just a feeling.
I can't believe Bam took 22 threes in that game. That was a shocking thing to me. Not the free throws, 22 threes.
It was what? It was like 7 for 22 or something as well.
Yeah.
It's a disgusting game.
Yeah.
It just is. John Getz on Rumble for 5 Collinsworth is like, now here's a guy, a real G. My dog Snoop D.O. double jizzle. And let me tell you, haters, you can throw that thing. You know what I'm saying? Al? She.
Al.
I mean, John is coming back from like the old days of Al Michaels and Chris
Collinsworth.
John Getz for another $5 says my Steelers need Flacco so he can complete the AFC North tour. Hell, bring Cousins in too. I want the oldest combined age quarterback room ever with Rodgers in there. That would be really funny.
And where's Russ going to go? Russell Wilson, he said this weekend, he's like, I still want to play. I still got some left in the tank. I want to help a team.
I think he's done.
Think he's done? He's a free agent. I believe he only signed a 1 year with the Giants.
Yeah, he's a free agent.
I think he's done. I don't know. If he wants to be a fucking backup quarterback in some shitty team, I guess. I mean, that's what he did last year.
Thanks.
I don't know.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I had no clue. I had no clue. You know what is crazy, Ryan?
What?
Fucking Jalen Milroe has a Super Bowl.
He does?
Yeah, he does.
Jalen Milroe has a fucking Super Bowl ring, dude. That's crazy.
Where was I? John Getz for another buck says Steelers got Pittman Jr., I guess. They did get Pittman Jr. Would they trade a second round pick for that? Would they trade for him?
No, they swapped 6th, 7th round picks.
Whatever.
Then the Colts, they signed what's his name? Alec Pierce.
They did. They re-signed Pierce. It was huge last year.
Was that not the largest free agent wide receiver contract ever in NFL history? A lot of records being broken in this NFL free agency.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Now, again, a lot of that has to do with we have some receivers who have had massive deals, but their contract extensions. When you look at Jefferson, when you look at Chase, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Still, that's huge. John Getz for another 5. For anyone who thinks Wilt's game isn't real because of lack of film, it was in 1962. Most games were not on video record. Try to find many regular season games back then. We had the radio broadcast too. I know. So was it 1962? You said like the NBA. Nobody cared about the NBA during that time period. In fact, like even games that were televised often weren't live. They were on tape delay and shit. So
how crazy would it be if he actually only scored 10 points in that game, but the guy writing it down put 100, and then they just rolled with it whole time? They
just went with it. Yeah.
That would be funny. And then John Getz, Wilt's total was helped by late game fouling too, but he was going for a round number since he already had the record in spades. The broadcast, it's awesome to hear the crowd when he hits 100. I think it's all AI, John. It's AI. Somebody made that up.
Right.
But like when you look at eras, we always talk about this comparing eras of people. Wilt Chamberlain was playing in he was a superhuman compared to everybody else he was playing with at that time.
Yeah, dude. For real. Everybody else he was playing with was like 6 foot, 6'1", and here's
why Wilt's
like
not on anyone's list of
7'5".
greatest of all time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not to say he's not incredible and a legend, but B Chain for 10. They told Maris not to break Ruth's single season home run record. They asked Aaron not to break his all-time record either. Records are meant to be chased and broken, but broken with validity. Validity. David Smart Jr. for 2. Hail the panel. Fuck my life. I hear you. But with that being said, guys, I think we're all wrapped up for this week. March Madness Big Ten Championship. My Purdue Boilermakers trying to take down the mighty Michigan Wolverines. We'll see if they can do it. But as a reminder, we will be doing a March Madness tournament that I'll post on the community tab probably tomorrow. So that is about it. MegaCon coming up next week. It's going to be crazy. I don't know if we're going to do this stream next week just because MegaCon and timing, and we have to make some appearances at the booth. So we'll see. Beardo, what do you got going on, man?
Nothing much. Going to watch baseball tonight, man. All hail Paul Skeens. He's our last hope.
The great white hope.
Let's see if he can get some fucking run support.
A true patriot.
A true patriot, Paul Skeens, who did serve his country.
And then we've got Will. What do you got going on in Game On?
Big day tomorrow. Huge day. It's been 9 long months, but tomorrow, finally figure out when I get my tooth. I don't get the tooth tomorrow. We just check up to make sure everything looks good. Schedule. They got to go make the tooth and whatnot. But
How can it possibly have taken this long?
It's just the way.
You live in Canada or something? Have you been lying to us?
No, I live in northern Idaho. That probably explains it. No, because they had to put an implant in there and everything because I didn't have any bone left. So
what a pain in the ass. I'll be watching the World Baseball Classic tonight as well. I'm streaming later today, but after that, I'm going to be watching WBC. I think 8 p.m. Eastern, United States versus Dominican Republic, and they have an incredible team. So Paul Skeens versus them. We'll see what we can do. But all right, guys, that's it. Thanks for hanging out. We'll talk to you later. Bye, everybody.